What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jim at Full Grip Games. Going to be showing off my Whimsicott-GX Porygon-Z deck today on TCG. Very fun deck to play. Porygon-Z from Unbroken Bonds got a crazy ability in Crazy Code. Allows you to accelerate as many special energy from your hand into play during a turn as you would like, which is great for a Pokemon like Whimsicott-GX, who does more damage for the amount of energy attached to it, with both double colorless and triple acceleration energy in format. Can create some pretty explosive turns with energy blow. Also, Toy Box GX is fantastic for setting up your board position, allowing you to get 5 cards from your deck into your hand. It looks like Hunter here is playing a straight fire deck. It's going to be either Blacephalon or Charizard. Should be interesting to see. It looks like they don't actually play a lot of basic Pokemon in the deck because I got a ton of mulligans, and this is Baby Blacephalon. All right, so I'm digging this opening hand for sure. I don't mind it at all. We can go get ourselves a Porygon here, and it should just be very straightforward. I don't actually want to Ultra Ball because I plan on using Rare Candy on this next turn. I can, I guess, get rid of a Rare Candy and the Buzzwole, though, because I do want to Lillie here. So we'll do that. I prized my one of Alolan Ninetales-GX, so that's cool. I don't terribly mind that. We could just get ourselves a second Cottonee in case my opponent goes and knocks out my active turn 1. So we'll do that. We'll switch just because to burn some extra cards, attach our energy there, and then let's just Lillie for 4. Totally fine with that. We've got Timer Ball and Alolan Vulpix at our disposal. I guess I could bench the Alolan Vulpix. I don't really need to. We've got everything we need for a very good turn 1. So I'm just going to leave the Alolan Vulpix in my hand since we did prize our Alolan Ninetales-GX. Not super worth it. So we'll see what they can do. The Baby Blacephalon deck does have the option to one-hit KO our Whimsicotts with Fireball Circus. I do play a one-of copy of Marshadow in here, which will allow us to disrupt their hand at some point in the game, which should be very good because this deck plans on trying to stack their hand with cards like Green's Exploration and Fiery Flint, getting all the fires they need in their hand to take big knockouts. My goal with the Whimsicott deck is going to be to just get a explosive start here turn 2, and it looks like they are going for Blazer. Do they get the fire energy? They do not. So that is a 10 energy Blazer there. And we should be good to go here turn 2. I do just need to flip 1 heads. Come on this Timer Ball. That would be phenomenal. Oh yeah, 2 hits. So that's great. We could get ourselves a Whimsicott. We're going to take the full art. Oh yeah. And a Porygon-Z. So we've got double Whimsicott, Porygon-Z, all happening on the second turn of the game. I've got triple acceleration energy as well. So we can just start using Crazy Code. We're going to attach that one to the active. We've got double Whimsicott. Done. I've accidentally passed turn while using that ability, clicking the done button. Very sketchy, so make sure to watch out for that. If you are doing this deck, playing this deck, whatever, using Crazy Code, definitely watch out for that. I've accidentally ended my turn. Very embarrassing. Not something you want to do. So we've got 3, 6, 9, 12. So that should be enough to take the knockout here. Wondrous Labyrinth could be very good also, but I don't actually have any other backup supporter in my hand. Should be fine since we've got, Wondrous Labyrinth here, so maybe that can stick. That would be good. And we'll just Energy Blow for the knockout. 3, 6, 9, 12, yep. And save that DCE, see what happens with that. I guess in case my active Whimsicott does go down, we will want the DCE for this Whimsicott here next turn. Fortunately, we do get the Dedenne-GX off the prizes. Going to allow us to draw some more cards next turn, which is great. And they're in a compromising situation because right now they have to get an extra energy for Wondrous Labyrinth. That are fine. Probably they're one of the Heat Factory, right? Find their one of Heat Factory to counter that. That could be tough for them to do. Getting 3 energy is already quite the chore for this Blacephalon deck. So a 4th is probably too tall of an order here. And they do have the Welder, so they're going to attach 2. They can probably, use Wishful Baton to try and pass those energies between their Pokemon. And it looks like they might just be going for a Blazer here signified by the attaching to the bench Blacephalon. Let's see. Yep, they do get the fire. Now, do I prevent this damage altogether? I don't. Whimsicott, you are so bad at flipping sometimes. But it's all good. We could just go and escape rope and attack the bench. That would be pretty cool. Dedenne-GX, allowing us to draw some more. It doesn't really matter all too much. I think attacking with the fresh Whimsicott's probably cool. Fresh, it's got 10 damage on it. It's fine. So we'll go there, attach our DCE, and then I'm not really feeling playing the Guzma, but we'll bench the Cottonee and just Dedenne change to draw 6 cards. And we've got some cool stuff here. So I can crazy code to accelerate the unit and then also the DCE onto my bench Whimsicott over here. And then we've also got a Cynthia that we can play to just draw up some more cards. We've got our other Whimsicott and a triple acceleration energy. Can't evolve that dude quite yet. I could let loose once I'm kind of convinced that my opponent has a big old hand that I'm going to want to disrupt. So we'll just stay the course here. Lillie off the top deck, very good as well. And just wait for my opponent to have their hand stacked in a way that I don't like. You have Green's Exploration, so that's actually kind of a bummer for me because they're definitely going to get that Heat Factory with the Green's Exploration, but they do need a backup Blacephalon as well. They also need, 4 fire energies in their hand to have a shot to Fireball Circus for knockout. And the crazy thing about Whimsicott is that they actually have to go through the motions of performing their attack. So they do have to discard all 4 energy with Fireball Circus, and then I might prevent the damage with Fluffy Cotton, which would be pretty rad. So if they miss, that's all wasted resources and things like that. It looks like they do play Ultra Space. I forgot about that as a cool stadium to use in the Baby Blacephalon deck, allowing them to get not only a counter stadium into play, but also a backup Blacephalon here, which they'll definitely be needing because this one should be biting the dust here. The Wishful Baton is very good in the Blacephalon deck, though I will say it feels like it's kind of just barely hanging on for dear life at all times, right? Because if I were to actually play Field Blower, which is a card I think that every deck should be playing, Whimsicott, you've been flipping so bad lately. Just so bad. Why? And that is my biggest criticism of the Whimsicott deck. It's just at the whim of its flips very often. I guess we kind of want to go in with the fresh Whimsicott here. I probably should have promoted the other one, but it's all good. I guess it does, it does require my opponent to, and I could, kind of force them to go through 3 Whimsicotts that they might be able to Guzma this one at some point. The Dedenne-GX, not totally sure. Now does not feel like the time to use the Let Loose, so I'm going to hang on to that for a little bit. And then I guess going in with fresh Whimsicott seems fine. So let's just do that. We're going to do it. And then we're going to Lillie for a few here. I can Ultra Ball, draw some more cards with our dude, right? I'm going to get the Let Loose just in case. Not going to fail it because I want that at some point. And we'll Lillie here. Got Nest Ball and Ultra Ball. I don't really need anything else with the Nest Ball, and I don't actually need to do a ton of damage to take these knockouts. So I'm thinking that I'm just going to retreat into my fresh Whimsicott here with the DCE. The Fairy Energy is actually more valuable to me than the double Colorless in this match. And then we can just attach the DCE here is fine. And we'll go in with Energy Blow, take our knockout. They're going to pass their energy to the back. They need 4 fires in their hand in order to take a knockout on this Whimsicott-GX potentially. And I only have 3 prizes left to take. So if any of these next few flips could just go my way, then we should be kind of easy cruising here through the end of the game. Now, that is the downfall of the Whimsicott-GX deck. You really do need your opponent to flip a couple tails throughout the course of the game. Or not your opponent to flip. You need to flip a couple of heads for Whimsicott's Fluffy Cotton ability throughout the course of the game in order for it to be good. And you really are only going to get to flip 3 times because, well, more if you happen to be on the head side of things, right? But it only requires 3 Whimsicotts to go down in order to lose the game. So if you happen to be on like the bad side of those flips, maybe you flip 2 tails and 1 heads, then you probably lost the game. But if you're on the plus side of those flips, you're like 2 heads and 1 tails, then you probably won the game. So it's not the most fun way to lose by flipping tails on Fluffy Cotton. You could supplement Fluffy Cotton with some charms and things like that. I'm not really playing the charms in the list right now. You could play the Lightning Charm, Ability Charm. None of that would help here. I guess Ultra Beast Charm, right? If I was playing Ultra Beast Charm, sure, that would be pretty good, but that all takes away from the consistency of the deck and setting up Porygon as quickly as possible. So I've built the deck to just get Porygon into play. And let's see, do they do it? Oh my gosh, Whimsicott, that is just so bad. You really needed to flip heads there. Oh boy. All right, final Whimsicott. Yeah, we're going to be probably, I guess, going in for the let loose here. It doesn't really feel necessary, but oh well, we're taking the knockout. Okay, I'm going to discard these guys. I don't actually need them. None of that really matters. Getting a fresh Whimsicott, I guess, would be good. And, yeah, it could be relevant. All right, sure. We'll get a Cottonee. Fail the nest ball. Cynthia here. Or not Cynthia. Are we going to do it? Let's see. 3, 6, 9. Sure, we're going to do that. Nest ball. Fail it. And let loose. I have a 5-card hand. I guess a 4-card hand. It's better for me to try and prevent them from having bunch of stuff. We've got Rescue Stretcher. We could bring that Whimsicott back next turn. I'm not really worried about doing too much else, so we'll just Energy Blow. We've got 2 more knockouts to take before we lose the game, so let's go, Whimsicott. We really need you to hang on for dear life here. My opponent only needs 3 energy in hand in order to be able to have a shot to knock me out with Fireball Circus. Got the backup Blacephalon here and Acrobikes, allowing them to see more of their deck, draw into cards. This deck definitely needs a ton of cards in hand at any given point in time in order to stream these knockouts. Though we see my opponent has been doing a pretty good job of consistently hitting that 200 damage output. And it's largely thanks to the Wishful Baton. This deck would pretty much fall apart without it because they need to be able to stream that 3 energy on every single Baby Blacephalon, so just a single Field Blower, or 2 really, would, I think, dismantle the Baby Blacephalon deck, and I think Field Blower is needed in almost every deck because of the threat of the charms, right? If your deck is weak to the fairy charms, I think those are a potential card that could be a big problem in this upcoming format because of Metal Frying Pan on the new stall decks, right? I think the stall decks are going to be big. Lucario and Melmetal. That deck is going to be a pain to take down, especially with the Metal Frying Pans, Choice Helmets, things like that equipped. I think that that is a big deal as well. And then also just to bump stadiums, Wishful Batons, things like that. And I think Field Blower is going to be one of those cards that we start to see reemerge into competitive decks. All right, Yep, we did it. You're 0 for 3, Whimsicott. What a horrible, horrible display. Honestly, what a what a terrible use of that ability. All right, we're going to roll it again. Put our rally caps on and see if we can't flip some heads. But I guess you're seeing the real of the Whimsicott deck. Yup, you live and you die by those ability flips, unfortunately. So that just is the way the deck is. There are some other ways that you can build the deck. I've seen some versions go for the welder engine. That's like fine, but I really like the explosiveness of the Porygon-Z version, being able to just take huge knockouts on Tag Team Pokemon GX very quickly. I do like that. And then also, I've seen the version of the Whimsicott deck that uses the, I guess, Tapu Lele, and you put the charms on it, and then it confuses the defending Pokemon. So that's a little bit more of a disruptive version of the Whimsicott deck that you could play. It looks like we were playing against Ultra Necrozma Malamar, so they do have a fairy weakness, but they also have the ability to one-hit KO my Whimsicotts if I flip tails. So not necessarily a phenomenal matchup. It really just comes down to flips, which is one of the reasons why I have kind of started to move away from the Whimsicott deck. I was very hype on it early on. I was like, this is totally busted. Half the time they don't hit you. But if they hit you, if they hit you just slightly over half the time, then you're probably losing the game. And that is just not a great way to lose games. It doesn't feel awesome losing games because of that. Like we saw that last game, just 3 tails in a row, dude. If I flip literally any of those heads, I feel like I've got a shot at it. So let's see what we got going on here. I do have Rainbow Energy. I have DCE, Timer Ball. We're probably going to be Ultra Balling that Timer Ball away as much as I hate to do it in order to draw some cards here. So let's do that. We're going to get ourselves probably a Whimsicott-GX up that thing. All right, we're going to get that, and we're going to attach a Fairy Energy to it because I will be able to take a knockout on that Ultra Necrozma very quickly next turn, if I draw a reasonable hand. So that's fine. Let's hold the Wondrous Labyrinth this turn. I'm going to play it next turn because they'll probably throw me a Viridian or something. This deck plays a ton of those, and they may end up having to use it in order to find themselves a Metal Energy for their Ultra Necrozma. They've just got Cynthia. They're probably going to be looking to switch into a Jirachi this turn if they can and get themselves some more resources out of the deck with Stellar Wish, but it looks like they don't have it. So we'll see. Maybe they go and let loose this turn if they have a Marshadow in their deck. Sure enough, that's what we got going on, and I am A-okay with that. This hand is some hot garbage. So we're going to shuffle that one back in and draw 4 cards, see what we got off the 4 here. I'm feeling pretty confident that we'll draw okay. Yeah, that's totally fine. Way better than my other hand. We can get a Dedenne-GX and evolve into Whimsicott. Fine with it. Dede change, draw some cards, and hopefully hit a switch off of whatever supporter I play so that I can bring my Whimsicott into the active position and maybe take a big knockout. That would be some flames. They have to leave the Ultra Necrozma in the active position, and sure enough, we have Cynthia. So I think we just play the Nest Ball instead, get myself a Porygon DCE on the Whimsicott, and let's just play the Cynthia. We could potentially draw into an Ultra Ball. Sure, we don't have the switch, but I think we just bench the Alolan Vulpix and kind of wait for my turn. Next turn, we can get Alolan Ninetales, get myself Rare Candy, Ultra Ball off of that, and then go from there. So that is good. We also have the Alolan Ninetales-GX who can use its GX attack against this Ultra Necrozma, though it is not hard for my deck to knock out Ultra Necrozma. In fact, this Whimsicott is boasting a knockout right now with Energy Blow. That should be easy enough there. Dealing 100 damage times 2 because of the Fairy weakness on the Ultra Necrozma. So super easy there, so long as my opponent doesn't have any sort of crazy Guzma plays bringing up my Whimsicott-GX. That would be pretty stellar. They are setting up their board just fine, though, with 3 Malamars. So they'll be able to Psychic Recharge 3 times. We'll see that they got Supporter. They're going to Lillie for 5. So that means that my Whimsicott's safe, my Porygon's safe. That's all very good, but the Dedenne could be in some trouble if they find a switch and can switch, Psychic Recharge, attach Metal, and then use Photon Geyser to just blow up my poor little Dedenne-GX that we unfortunately started here. But you never know with the Malamar deck. Sometimes they draw hot, sometimes they draw not. So we'll see. They do get their Jirachi into play, which is going to help smooth things out. They have a skateboard for the Ultra Necrozma. We're actually just going to retreat into the Jirachi and then see if maybe they find a switch or something like that in order to help them fire off and attack this turn. But I'm sure they don't really mind just letting the Ultra Necrozma chill on the bench while they charge up a big attack, kind of like what I'm doing with Whimsicott right now. We don't really want it in the active position just hanging out here because that's the danger zone. So let's see, we've got our switch, little too late. If we had gotten that last turn, we would have knocked out that Ultra Necrozma. So let's see what we can do. I'm thinking that we are going to Ultra Ball away the triple acceleration energy and the, I guess, tough call. I really want to hit a Guzma here. Probably also the switch. It's probably fine, right? We've got Alolan Ninetales-GX. We can go for what? Rare Candy and Ultra Ball. That's just like not great, but it's kind of what I'm doing right now. That's probably fine. We just get the Alolan Ninetales, go from there, do this, and then I have to actually Ultra Ball away my other two energy. But if I hit the Guzma this turn, that's just really good. So we'll see what we can do. I'll get that and that. We've got the Rare Candy in the Porygon-Z. And then I'm just going to go get myself my other Dedenne-GX. Hopefully it's in there. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't actually check. So let's see. We can, get our Dedenne-GX, draw some cards. With Dede Change, looking for Guzma, just to take out that Ultra Necrozma pretty aggressively. We did not hit it, but we do have Lillie and some energy that we can throw down into play. I'm thinking that I'm just going to Viridian away that thing, and then maybe shuffle some Pokemon back into the deck. Do have to be a little bit cautious of my energy usage. I've been a little bit wasteful here, but that's okay. We'll do that. And then Lillie, I don't actually want to attach any of these energy, especially not the triple acceleration energy. So we'll do that. Bench the Cottonee just in case this thing goes down, and then energy blow, and we're good to go. We did not hit the Guzma, unfortunately, but we do have a 50% chance of surviving whatever sort of attack my opponent is going to throw at me. They also, let's see, have 2 energy in the discard pile. I do not have rainbow damage on the Whimsicott, which is super relevant, meaning that they're going to have to deal the whole 190. They'll need 3 psychics on that Ultra Necrozma, plus a metal energy in order to take the knockout or attempt to take the knockout with Photon Geyser. So that could be very good. We'll see if they can get it fully charged up here. I'm guessing that they will be able to. And I do also have the Alolan Ninetales. I can use the GX attack Sublimation GX there if I could just find another fairy energy, though I've been kind of wasteful with them. 4 down so far, 5 counting the 1 on my Whimsicott, and I actually only have 6 in deck. We have 2 rainbows, which are both in the bin, and 4 of these. So I actually only have 1 fairy energy left. So thankfully, my opponent just going for the guaranteed knockout on the Dedenne-GX. That's actually great for me because I'll take a knockout on the Ultra Necrozma, and then just hope that they, I hope I flip heads. That's kind of where we're at. So let's get it. We've got DCE there. That's cool. I don't mind that. 3, 6, 9, 10. Yeah, we're taking a guaranteed knockout there. I think I can more or less just attach. I think we're going into just Whimsicott. There's only 1 fairy energy left in the deck. It's kind of what I have to do. So we're going to do it. I think, yeah, that's fine. I'm fine putting it there. I'm not going to crazy code anything else. We are just going to let loose. And I could have potentially Viridianed away that Porygon, knowing that I'm not really going to be using that at any point in the game. Guzma's cool to have, and sure enough, yep, we drew right back into the Porygon. So definitely could have Viridianed that thing away just to thin my deck a little bit, but I'm just kind of in cruise control right now. We did rip a Cynthia off of the Whimsicott-GX. It's very good, and we'll see if they can find the cards they need. We'll see if they can find the cards they need in order to return a knockout here. They don't have the Jirachi in play anymore, which is really good for me because it should limit their options going forward. They do still have that pesky Viridian, though, which is very good for just ensuring that they always have the metal energy for an Ultra Necrozma. But like I said, they do actually need 3 psychic recharges. They should have that all in the bin now, though. Right? They don't. They don't actually have a 3rd psychic energy in the discard pile, so they can't really triple psychic recharge for the 3 that they need. And we could just take this game. Hopefully they bench another GX Pokemon so that I can take a knockout and then Guzma for game potentially. Here is an Ultra Necrozma, so it looks like they're going for it. And we can kind of see that this whole game, more or less, is going to come down to whether or not I flip a heads on this upcoming knockout. If I flip a tails, it's going to get really sketchy for me. I might have to go in with the Alolan Ninetales-GX. Hope I find my last Fairy Energy, take a knockout with the GX attack, and then maybe try to Guzma this Marshadow for a game at the end there. Looks like they are using Viridian. They'll probably find their Metal Energy with that, but then they got to find a way to get a third energy. That, or they're going to go Guzma, knock out my Dedenne again. Like, sure. I actually don't mind this at all because we're just doing another 2-for-2 trade. So they're going to go to 2 prizes remaining. I am also going to go to 2 prizes, or 1 prize remaining, because I just have guaranteed knockout here with my Whimsicott, and then it could be tough for them to get their final 2 prizes. I'm hoping anyways. We've got a lot here, and I don't actually, I guess we'll Viridian. Okay, we're going to start thinning our deck a little bit. I was going to say I don't think I super need to support her here, but I'm going to because I want to find more energies. I do like having that Guzma to potentially finish the game, but that Fairy Energy is going to be very good for us, so I'm thinking that we want to hold on to that. I could just attach it to the Alolan Ninetales so that I can guaranteed attack that Marshadow for game, which would be really good, or if they come up with somebody else. But if they knock out the Whimsicott, like, it doesn't actually matter, so I'm just going to save that in my hand and just Energy Blow here. For knockout, you never know. If they put out maybe a Dawn Wings or something like that, I could need the energy just to Guzma up something else. If they went for Dawn Wings GX attack, I suppose, is a option there. So we do have Guzma and plenty of energy to finish this game off. If my opponent just doesn't have it, we'll see. They can knock out the Alolan Ninetales-GX, I guess. If they have Rescue Stretcher and Guzma in their hand, they could get triple Psychic Recharge onto a Ultra Necrozma Guzma, my poor Alolan Ninetales-GX, and take it out. That would be a guaranteed win. That, or if they can find all the resources they need to deal 190 damage off of a draw supporter, then they have a 50% chance of winning. But with the second energy attachment to that Marshadow, I have to think that this is probably not looking super good. That manual attachment from turn has like a lot of implications, and they're just going to scoop it up. They don't have it. So Whimsicott getting there against Ultra Necrozma, falling short to Baby Blissephalon because of some poor flips. I think that the backbone of the list that I have here is definitely strong. I like it. It works. It does what it sets out to do almost every game. Just unfortunately, sometimes Whimsicott lets you down and flips too many tails on Fluffy Cotton. But if she flips heads, it's all good, right? We get lots of skip turns for our opponent, which is amazing. Definitely straightforward list. Wondrous Labyrinth, really good. Alolan Ninetales, great for setting up your Whimsicotts and your Porygon-Zs. The Sledgehammer, haven't actually used it yet, but I think it's a fun idea, right? And then we play Dedenne-GX and Marshadow, so that once we do get the Porygon-Z into play, you can kind of just like ham your deck out and find all the energy that you might want to find for your Whimsicotts to deal a big amount of damage. So all in all, definitely a fun list. Try it out if you like Whimsicott-GX. Definitely try out Porygon, though. This card is the all-star of the deck with that crazy code ability. Definitely will be good in something at some point, just not quite sure what yet. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel, ring that bell. Check out FullGripGames.com for all of the newest singles from Unbroken Bonds, as well as a vast collection of old cards as well. And also make sure to tune in to my Twitch stream. We stream every single week. Weekday. Twitch.tv/TrickyJim. Y'all take it easy. Have a great day. Big shout out to my Blastoise tier Patreon sub, Sarah, as well, and everybody that supports me on Twitch and Patreon. I've got brand new emotes coming to Twitch this week. Well, the artist's working on them this week. They're going to be done soon. Anyways, they're going to be phenomenal. Thank you all for watching. Peace.